next event will have some key findings from an extensive survey covering 2 lakh households, which has been led by Dr. Rajesh Shukla from PRICE and Ms Minal Marathe from IGPC. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Rajesh Shukla. He is the co-founder of People Research on India's Consumer Economy, or PRICE, which is an independent not-for-profit think tank. And he's currently heading PRICE as the MD and CEO, and has authored 50 plus impactful research, public policy research reports for both public and private bodies. Dr. Shukla will be presenting on the interesting topic, Rising Indian Middle Class, a Force to Reckon With.
Thank you. Good morning to all of you. It is always pleasure to be here and associated with the India Goal Policy Center. As like in initial, actually the remarks made by Shom and the chief guest is the without information and knowledge, making a policy or the business strategy might be actually the appropriate in some sense, but in many sense it is not actually the long-term actually the solution. And if you see, means like the current disturbance in terms of economy, global economy created by even the pandemic, it has created even much more difficult how to go about. So what John Eckert has mentioned, how the things is going to be tomorrow. He has mentioned two things. Tomorrow will be different from today. And tomorrow, the outcome is depending on what we are going to do today, actually. So as everyone recognizes the importance of data, and any policy or any business strategy require actually not only data. Always I also mention empirical, the father of statistics. Data is not actually equal to the information. Information is not equal to knowledge, and knowledge can't be equal to the wisdom, actually. And wisdom can't be equal to the truth. So we can look at where we are in terms of knowledge in the gold and gold related research, actually. So in that context, I would like to thanks, and we are very pleased to be part of the IGPC for next 5 years to at least collect data, robust data from the Indian consumer household. And this is the survey, which is actually the being, as Shom mentioned, that the unbiased, independent IGPC. In the same way, People Research India's Consumer Economy, where actually we are associated. It is 10-year-old institute. It is not for profit, located in IIM Udaipur as headquarters. And we are supporting. And let me categorically mention, we are not market research firm, actually. We do only what it fits in our mandate and what actually the required to make the business strategy and policy making, where we are not only the part of data collection, but also having actually the influence in terms of analyzing, writing. And as we go, so here, in the actually half an hour, I will try to do that. The one round we have already completed in 2020. And let me say that IGPC, having the data from the 40,000 household covered from the half of the districts in India, covering rural and urban. In India, this is the one data, among others, which is collected during the COVID period. And you know that, as everyone knows, gold play many role, actually. It is actually empower women. It empower actually, it is something like the immediate one can generate the resources if there are actually the rainy days. it can create actually means like in actually it is sellable easily, and it is give a lot of social values. So in that context, it gives actually a lot of important insight. And let me say that a lot of discussion last year, actually the urban team, it's actually a lot of presentation might be made. I am actually the first time actually here in this one. Last year I was there, but not there. So I'm just saying results are already actually it might be in some or other form. So not, it is also IGPC website, it is given. Not repeating the same thing, but what we are going to do now in this context. So here is the third wave, which is going to be created from the same household in India. So let me say that to create knowledge, create transparency, what data is, by which at least uses and your question can come to the IGPC. Our job is create the data, clean the data, give to the IGPC, independently analyze and bring the output. So in that context, I am here to introduce the third round, what actually all this survey about, by which at least, and when the result will be out, so next actually it can be taken. So if you look at this fundamental objective of this one is to understand the dynamics of gold consumption, investment and usage behavior of Indian household, along with capturing the geo-demographic consumer aspiration and mindset. So it is consumption, their mindset, so all these aspects, and let me say that in the constructing the concept and what it should be covered, let me thanks it was started in the 2004-5 when actually we did for the WGC where SOM actually involved to support the NCIR when I was heading. So it is like it is not a day, it is a last 15 days actually the outcome, which is actually we are bringing, and the continuously including the input as per learning. So entire questionnaire content was actually in the collaboration as a team from the IGPC and the PRICE working together. So that's why the title, if it is mentioned, it is from the Minal is from the IGPC team. So CC is actually C is contributor. So it is our team and actually our team very much collaborating in terms of contributing. Okay. So it still means in the questionnaire, every aspect we are discussing, so team are very much interactive to create the value. Objectives are actually covering, as chief guest has mentioned, it is not only the who is having what. Means like the poorest of poor is purchasing, richest of richest is purchasing, but one should know, and most of the things are, it should be measurable actually. So I will leave this, actually the present, it might be the smaller font actually, but what is a basic thing is saving portfolio. Second is what are actually the things are in terms of gold buying behavior, like socioeconomic demographic enabler driving the demand. Also to understand the preferences between the investment and adornment. Wealth protection and exchange value gold to measure that. Perception and mindset. Also the last thing is the impact of policy measure. So based on these objectives, actually the questionnaire and questions are developed in the collaboration with the IGPC. Major information basket, if you look at, first basket is cover the gold saving and investment. And here we cover both in terms of like what is a gold and gold related product in entire saving portfolio. Also, it is important to look at physical gold versus the like the gold investment schemes, also the paper gold. Share of wallet in there. Level of saving of gold related gold product, and here we are covering both in terms of volume and value in the current year. And so last time we have covered from the 2015 to 2010 to 2015, and now we are covering actually 15 to 20, now we are covering 20 to 23. So one would like to, if anybody has saved in gold, suppose 20 to now, that is going to captured actually here. So one can do the actually annual analysis, how the things are, how the COVID has impacted, And also we are covering the month of purchase. There we can cover at least the impact of the seasonality, because agriculture is having the income. So it is designed very well looking at the objective by which at least we can capture the variability existing in the population. We are also covering in terms of purpose of why people are saving the gold. It is investment, and most of the things are coming. As I mentioned, Arvind and team has presented. It is more of the consumption, and it is more of the, you can say, gifting purpose. So gift has become one of the major actually tool when people are purchasing gold and gold. Purpose of gold saving, then regions. Second, we had a gold sale and sale behavior. When and how means like what people are, when people are saving the gold. And here, I will come to the respondent, how we are selecting, and the same thing like the volume, quantity, why people are sale, region for sale, like social status, financial need, purchases of new jewelry, it is exchange. Third aspect is also mortgaging the gold. Why people are, in what actually and it is mentioned that also one can link those who are placing, those who are actually also in selling. What is correlation between this? Why not people are placing, why people are selling, why not placing actually? So all these indicators, and it is very, very interesting actually result already come. Understanding the purpose and behavior, like what is the frequency, purpose of purchase, occasion like it is wedding, festival, birthday, child birthday, payment, how the people are making the payment actually. Sources of fund, then where people are storing the gold. It is home or it is outside. Then also we are looking at their future intention. We are asking, are you planning to purchase gold in next 6 months or next 1 year, next 2 years? So what quantity you are planning, by which at least one can understand, link the demographics, link their family, actually the condition, link there, suppose in some household there are young people, because we are collecting the information about household roster. How many household is going to marry their daughter in next 2 years? You are having actually that profile. Those who are actually retiring, those who are actually young age. So it is entire spectrum one can link and analyze, and I believe some paper and a few paper are already actually in this going to present based on this. Occasion of purchase, are the purpose or source of fund, these are the, then economic related expectation, means if, for example, what is happened is let me tell you the one, actually my experience for last 30 years is the saving gold and gold purchases is very highly correlated with the saving. If you correlate the income of the household with the gold purchases, are the saving or surplus income left after the consumption, surplus income is more closely correlated with the saving pattern than the income actually. So such type of indicator are very well established from the data. So if economy is going to, expectation of household economy, if they are going to change, are your income is going to increase? If it is increase, where you are going to save? So there is a set of questions, and let me say, always I am saying, these questions are not random question. It is a very well researched question. What is actually what you are going to get? So outcome, output, and the input is actually the link in such a way by which it can generate the value. And thanks to IGPC team, it is contributed, and particularly Professor Arvind Sai and Minal, actually a lot of people, and the currently now Harish, earlier it was like Suvasi's. Now, to generate this, these are the 6 things. Here is I just want to quickly give if it is visible, I will just say, continuity of the survey. Like we did in 2014, it is national survey. 2016, it was the PRICE has done. But in 2021, we have done with the IGPC. So here is the 4-year data. And this is a panel data. And the Professor Sanket is analyzing how the panel data is telling a story, and I believe he is going to make the presentation. And it is design, it is a probability design. It is something like the random sampling. And here, in designing, because most important thing is people look how robust your data, who is going to tell about the income and expenditure, how things are. And I will come to the means like the 1 or 2 point why people respond to our question. So here is whatever it is decided by a technical committee of the PRICE actually, where the people from the National Statistical Commission, from the Indian Statistical Institute, from the Delhi School of Economics, IEG, these are the members, those who actually make it actually a scientific. It is not the something, and what we have learned last, personally myself associated 20 years with the NCIR, doing all this research. So methodological thing, measuring this one, making it unbiased, by which one can just say these are the representative sample, that is very important. And sample size is approximately like the 40,000 household major survey in 25 states. And here is this is a probability sample, means it is scientifically designed. Means if you are here having in rural areas a district in the sample, it is by reason, it is not by choice. It is through the sample design, means scientific way of it. Similarly, village. Similarly, the household. It is not the interviewer can go and just interview anyone. It might be possible that those who are here sitting, okay, nobody has visited my house actually. Till date, I don't know where they are coming. So I am just saying Delhi is hardly 1.5% of the India. If people are, but we are covering the entire canvas, and I will come to that. This is there. What I would like to just mention, this is a graph to just share as a technical, being the 40,000 household. One would like to, here is the, you are having 30 crore household. You are taking 40,000 and you are saying something about all India. Here, I just want to share this, whatever the knowledge I am having about the sampling, being the actually the trained in the sampling for and the background. You see, the first graph shows if you increase the sample size, your sampling error decline. But, so if you see two lines here, what it is indicating that if you want to reduce your error by half, then you have to increase your sample 4 times. So whatever error you are getting in 10,000, and if it is 5%, if you want 2.5%, you have to take 40,000 household. This is a sampling and statically. But look at the formula. Always the sample is not a function of the population. Never be. Error is never be the function of the population. It is always the function of the sample. So, हम अगर ये कहें कि 30 करोड़ फैमिली है, आपका ये करें error is function of how many sample you are taking, that is one. And second thing, how you are selecting that sample, that is more important. You are taking, suppose Delhi, if you are selecting near to the India Habitat Center 6,000, or you are distributing from the north to south, we are covering the 70 locations in Delhi, 70 wards, and then we are taking the 1,200 household. And if you are taking here, you will certainly. So that is one. Second important, I would like to just mention, it is not always take the larger sample. It is not. It is not. If you see, if you are taking larger sample, beyond, if you take the Professor Kiss or Professor Mahalnobis, after certain level, sampling error it will reduce, but non-sampling error go up. So total error in the sample or the estimate is much, much larger if you are unnecessarily increasing your sample size. So if somebody is saying, I am doing 10 lakh, 20 lakh, my submission is don't be very happy. It is very important to know that how the sample design is. So here is the question, when I can just say with all honesty and with our responsibility, whatever sample is designed, it is designed through the research undertaken in NCR, undertaken by the dignitary. It is just like we are implementing that knowledge. So this is what I. So here if you see the sample, so approximately we are taking 40,000. We are covering approximately 100 districts, 700 villages, and 120 towns. So it is distribution, and most important, as you mentioned, like the main household, 40,000, 14,000. How you are taking this? It is a stratified random sample. Means in each location, each village, suppose if you are going into Juggi Jhopadi, there are rich person in the Juggi Jhopadi as per Juggi Jhopadi standard. There are poor people. If you go South X, the rich people in the South X versus poor of the South X. So you are stratifying each location based on their occupation and their, for example, this is an example for rural. So those who are doing farming, you are having 4 stratum means 8 household. From the poorest of poor, those who are poor farmer, those who are rich farmer, those who are aspirer farmer, those who are middle class farmer. Similarly, you are having like the labor. Labor is actually anywhere this is one class. But if they are businessman, then you are taking 2 categories. So here, rich versus poor is represented in our sample. So it is not like we are looking at gold, taking only the rich people or something. It is entire spectrum is covered. So you'll find that and this is coming in the data, what last time mentioned, poorest of poor is also purchasing the gold. It might be small amount. So like I will show one example to that what results are coming. So ours is stratified at the last level. It is not all India level, village level. So rich village is having rich presentation. Your underdeveloped is having rich urban. So stratification is very important to capture the variability. And this is the fundamental, you can say, principle for any sample design. Just capture the variability and variability. For example, this is Calcutta. If you take Calcutta, if you are taking 40 blocks, how it is distributed? So 40 blocks distributed from each actual locality, and these are the urban framework which is developed by Census of India, wards. So each ward is actually represented here. So variability is covered because this is geographically a spread sample. It is not something like localized. Now, second thing is also important is execution, because you have actually developed the questionnaire. IIM professors have developed. Until unless it is properly implemented in the field, nobody is going to give the response, because you are asking gold, you are asking income, you are asking this. Even within the household, even the one brother is not aware about how much the other brother is having, because this is, but what facilitate us to give actually? First thing is let me say that we are having actually our most modern technique to get the data. First thing is like if interviewer is canvassing your household, the time he is going to save your data, it is immediately reflecting in with their location, their actually other thing, even identification. So that is one. Second thing is important, and thanks to the government of India, even all the state government, we used to get the letter from the chief secretary of each state, even from the IGPC, from the PRICE, to get the letter from the even district magistrate level. We are doing that. And if you means it is a smaller font, let me say that it is clearly given from let me read actually 2 lines from this is a DM actually the letter, which is and you need to this is a district collector from the Bhopal. It is like the IGPC पैन इंडिया सर्वे, कृपया उपरोक्त विषय पर संदीप पर अवलोकन के लिए स्पष्ट करें, जिसके द्वारा इस विषय पर राज्य के नेटकरी एजेंसी इंडियन कंज्यूमर इकोनॉमिक प्राइस द्वारा मध्य प्रदेश के चयनित जिलों में ग्रामीण और नगरीय क्षेत्रों में सैंपल अध्ययन के लिए अक्टूबर 2020 से मार्च 2021 के मध्य सर्वेक्षण कार्य किया जा रहा है। उक्त सर्वेक्षण कार्य में परिवार की आय, व्यय, बजट, गोल्ड एंड आभूषणों से संबंधित विषय की जानकारी एकत्र की जाएगी। संस्था ने उक्त सभी जानकारी एवं अन्य पहचान को गोपनीय रखा जाने का आश्वासन दिया है। कृपया आप अपने जिले संबंधित संस्था संवेदन सर्वेक्षणों में कार्य में आवश्यक सहयोग प्रदान करें और सारे वहाँ के DM सारे आपके आपके एक रहता है। ये लेटर हर एक इंटरव्यूअर के पास होता है, वहाँ जाके प्रधान से मिलेंगे, ये दिखाते हैं कि ये पूरा केवल रिसर्च के लिए यूज़ किया जाता है, ये डिक्लेरेशन है। एंड दैट्स वाई एक्चुअली द फर्स्ट थिंग इज क्रिएटिंग the awareness by which at least people should participate. As you mentioned, like until unless people are going to accept it, participate, nobody going to disclose. Until date, let me tell you, my recent book which has appeared, and next I am coming to that, is we are reporting the crorepati, how many crorepatis are in India. How many households are in India earning 2 crore rupees? And that is actually a lot of 9 stories appeared in the Times of India actually last month. But it is like nobody is asking from where. Everyone knows that, okay, it is estimated, and none of the information. Immediately I got call from the income tax. Can you give the list of these crorepati actually? So when it is mentioned, it is parliament question. It is something like it come from the PMO that, okay, it is for the research purpose. It is not disclosure of the respondent is not actually it is mentioned over there. It is our commitment to the respondent. So we can't disclose the name, but we know. So this is second. If you see that the way we are organizing the training, it is national level. You'll find this in Lucknow, this is Chennai. So how we are training there? And let me say that the current survey we have already launched. The first phase is on. As like the January to March, this is the first exercise is on. Already we have covered 25,000 household as a listing. So result and other thing like the analysis will be available by the September. So we'll hand over the data to the IGPC clean data by June and July, August. September onwards, I believe you start learning, and by which this data, it is very much actually possible to know that from COVID where we have moved actually. And a lot of discussion is having it will add the value. So this is about the survey. So what I can conclude about this survey actually, that this is really what I believe as responsible like the institution. This is a representative probability sample. Data is very much compared with the sum of the indicator with the census and the NSS. Why I'm saying this? Because it is not gold there. Nobody is collecting income data and other thing. But a lot of indicator like household size or the distribution of gender, so it is compared. There is no black box. So we are not doing in isolation. It is all association with IGPC team in the daily basis actually. Whatever we are doing, we are just transferring the knowledge and no adjustment. Survey approach, most important thing, survey approach and methodology is constant, by which at least one apple with apple one can compare. And we are trying to bring the human face into the policy making actually. This is actually what I wanted to mention in the first. Second part is actually this is what I want to share, because the analysis of this data and already Arvind and team probably discussed in the many, so not taking that, and if you are interested, it is available on IGPC web, and we are trying to bring probably the coming days in September when the new data, so team is capable, and this is their prerogative. Our job is to support the data and give the quality data. Their job and best brain to analyze and bring the insight. So as I mentioned, our role is data, information and knowledge, and wisdom it is duty of the IGPC. So we are actually we are leading at data, on the knowledge and other, they are leading. So it is their prerogative to bring by which at least they can link actually. Next part, certainly it is pleasure. It is personally mine actually the approximately 8 years labor in this particular exercise, collecting the data for the last 14. What actually we have estimated is rise of India's middle class. It need to be recognized by everyone actually, and not even for the like marketing up, but also gold as well actually. So what it gives actually in terms of if you look like the data is actually, it is published in the Times of India on 2nd November actually. There is a leading story and a lot of things, and I believe in the recent our finance minister and everyone is talking about middle class. But what is the size of India's middle class? It is always big question. Nobody is actually, it is many way to define. But what we are defining even since actually 2004-5, what it looks like is middle class will be, in terms of, if you look, what we are defining 5 to 30 lakh household income. In actually the annual household income at 2021 prices. So the first bar is giving the household. So it is currently 30% Indian household is actually classified as those who are earning 30 lakh, 5 to 30 lakh rupees. And they own, their actually share in the income is 50%. Their share in the consumption expenditure is 48%, and share in the total saving is 52%. Why middle class can't be neglected actually? Middle class is actually which is actually creating currently the buzz or development or growth or consumption, pushing the economy. Means rich are hardly 3%, means those who are having over 30 lakh income. Their income is higher, but aggregate impact is very, very high of the middle class. Second category is aspirer, which is half of the India. They are having 18% of the saving, and the gold is part of that. So one can locate, and means like the already means as I mentioned, a lot can be means already done. So here we can find out what is gold out of this 18% from this data. And why I'm not, because it is a lot of discuss, but some of the exercise I will share. So it is important to look at a spectrum. So we are having here presentation, there are 4 classes, but we are having 10 classes in between. So one can look even if finance minister is saying 7 lakh rupees is now is like the exemption for the means income tax. 2 lakh rupees for the Women Samman Nidhi ya Praman Patra. It is all having going to impact actually some way or other way to gold and gold saving. On one hand, if it is gold and gold demand is woman driven, suppose in some way, there are gender actually issue. If woman is going to deposit 2 lakh rupees with 7.5% interest, it is gold, or it is versus this for next 2 years, this actually deposit. Because if gold is necessity, then one can go, but gold is saving and investment, there is likelihood that women prefer to deposit 2 lakh rupees in the bank for the 2 years to get 7.5%, because it is another way is it women empowerment. And it is nobody can do actually, it is social security. So all these things from where one can get from only the research. And this question we have included in our survey when we are going in the April actually. You are saving, then this scheme you are going to save or where? If you are saving, which saving you are going to deviate from that? So we can get actually some of the answer. Similarly, this is 2021 data. I am saying always keep mind 2021 data. So if you look at the poorest of poor, they actually what they earn, they borrow 14% to meet their basic need. So deficit current income minus current expenditure, if you see 100 rupees अगर वो कमाते हैं 14 रुपए उधार लेकर फिर वो खाते हैं. ये 2021 का है, ये ध्यान रखिएगा. अभी उसका हम रीजन भी बताते हैं क्यों. Aspirer which is 50%, they are hand to mouth in 2020 during the COVID period. It is not normal year. And those who are middle class, they save 26% of their income. Those who are rich, they save 43%. Means जो 3% population थे वो 43% जितना कमाते थे उतना बचाया है. तो जो लोग कहे कि इनकम कहाँ गई कैसे गई, ये 2020 का है जो डेटा बताता है. लेकिन नॉर्मल जो होता है, अभी आप उसमें अगर ये देखेंगे, सॉरी, here destitute is also having 1% share in the saving. So those who are spending higher than their income, current income, they also save actually. वो कुछ पैसा बचाते भी हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि सब खर्च कर देंगे. ये जैसे चीज होता है कि ये जानना है कि ये नहीं कि अगर इनकम माइनस एक्सपेंडिचर इज नेगेटिव, पीपल स्टिल सेव। अगर उसका लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी एक नहीं जमा करेगा, उधार लेकर करेगा। अगर कहीं कुछ देना है, कहीं अगर उसका रिकरिंग डिपॉजिट कुछ करेगा, उसको कहाँ ले बारो करेगा। पीपल बारो फॉर मीटिंग देयर नीड बट स्टिल सेव, एंड सेविंग कैन बी डन इन द एनी फॉर्म लाइक गोल्ड एंड अदर थिंग। Next thing, this is something like I am leaving for the IGPC. This is just one tabulation I have done for the gold without taking permission for Arvind actually, in terms of, because I have not tested ki, okay, this is something, but it is interesting. If you take the household distribution, what it gives is a 30% household in the first graph is the middle class. Of the total bank saving, if you take in terms of value, what people have saved during 55% of the total bank saving with the middle class, 49% of the post office, life insurance 52%, physical gold is 41%, paper gold is 26%. This is middle class. Now interesting thing, if you take the poor or the aspirer which is a 1 to 5 lakh, 52% population. But interesting, it need to be just checked from the data. But what I got is, if you look at their share is increasing from bank to post office for life insurance, physical gold, and then paper gold. Means paper gold or digital gold is 65% of saving is done by the aspirer, not the rich, not the middle class. So this gives actually the who is saving where actually. So whatever scheme, either gold monetization or the paper gold or the physical gold is there, but it is small ticket might be the one reason. Digital gold is just like the clicking here. One gold coin, it might be something like this one. So a small investment is making a lot of difference. So during the COVID period, sitting at home, uses the actually the mobile and other thing, finding this one. This is a result from the 2021 data. But saving of real estate dominated by the rich people. 60% of the total property expenditure are saving during that way. 60% is rich. Stock markets 52% is rich and 39% is middle class. Means in real estate and stock market, bottom 50% is nowhere actually in terms of domination. So this is type of actually the example, and this is done with our income distribution. So I am saying that now this data where actually I am concluding that in terms of other thing in terms of where they are located, one can just find out what is happening in metros, what is happening in underdeveloped rural urban market. As chief guest has mentioned that like it is like here you can tabulate all these results by, because this data is sample facilitate to tabulate up to the, you can say, state level. So all these things. And I am leaving actually the means like the 2 or 3 things which is just registered. During that we have asked, people are saying what is happened. We have asked actually because our survey happened post-COVID period, after COVID is finished, we have asked one question, compared to pre-COVID period, what is your current level of income? Means 1/4 has just mentioned, and this is from the middle class, not the entire country. Middle class, those who are earning 5 to 30 lakh rupees. 1/4 of middle class, they have mentioned their income either lower or no income. 2/3 has mentioned no change, actually it is same. I am talking about only middle class. Then we ask, if your family income is lower or no income, what is major reason? It is explanation what is happening in the economy. Salary cut, job loss, business loss. Because your middle class is salaried and the major business oriented people. It is not actually something like developed farmers. So their loss from agriculture is 13%. Means farming, those who are large farmers, 13%. So if you take, it is salary cut, job loss, business loss, and this is here is the objective measurement. Then we have asked another, what worries actually you? Because all these are having implication on saving gold, saving anything, finishing within 1 minute. Like job security and employment is the measure. Continuity of family income, health and family member. Inflation is 24. Whatever महंगाई, मिडिल क्लास के लिए उतनी इम्पॉर्टेंट नहीं है महंगाई जो 5 से 30 लाख कमा रहे हैं. तो एक रहेगा जो ड्राइव कर रहा है इकोनॉमी, उसकी आप ज़रूरतों को समझो, किसको कह रहा है कि मुझे एम्प्लॉयमेंट दीजिए, कंटिन्यूटी ऑफ फैमिली इनकम दीजिए. सो व्हाट आई हैव मेंशन एंड द लास्ट आर्टिकल इन द माय इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स, middle class is growing, middle class is going to drive our economy in next 10 years, but most important thing is a policy and how the policy is going to support the aspirer, those who are 50%, those who are knocking the door of middle class. How assured and powerful that aspirer class is going to touch the middle class in the coming days, that will be the real story of our India. So, I will just say that this is the just projection how the actually looks like if one can go up to the 20. So it is going to be, which is at 30% by 2030, it will be 50%. And by the actually 2047, if India is going to grow even 6.5% and India's population 50% urbanization, approximately billion plus population will going to touch the middle class. So I'm just saying there are future, there are income, there are growth, but who is going to fulfill their desire, because they will require more services, more schools, more hospitals, more best education, because when people are becoming the middle class, they are shifting from government services to the private services. So it is going to be challenge for everyone to accommodate the aspiration of, if the economy is going to this will be also challenge to meet their requirement. So with these words, I will just say that what actually our Aristotle has mentioned, not now actually, it is 306 BC has mentioned. The best society, political community is formed by citizens of middle class. And all those states are likely to be well administered in which the middle class large, and not actually least where the middle class is large, there are least likely faction and dissension. This is what he has mentioned, 306 BC. Still it is very relevant. So if such type of transition is going to happen, it is very important to protect with social and with the part of the growth. It is very important for everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you.